We are here with the voice of the UFC, Bruce Buffer. Bruce, how we doing? Eric Richter, New York Post.
Hi, Eric. No, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you. Pleasure to be on you with you and the New York Post.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to have you on. I'm gonna can I hit you with my impression, my Bruce Buffer impression?
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Against the Cage podcast. What do you think?
I like it. I like it. You've got a career in the working. It's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Would you make any changes? What do you think?
You know what? Here's what I tell everybody. You want to be an announcer, be yourself. Find your own style. Don't worry about copying anybody. Bring it out. Just remember to start at this point and build to a crescendo and pop.
Absolutely.
You've got 5 or 10 seconds to bring them in, and then you got to hold them and then explode them.
Okay. Yeah, but that was just all fun. But you are been in the UFC since 1996, and you're coming up here on an anniversary. I believe next year is your 30th anniversary with the company.
Yeah, I just celebrated my 29th year, February 16th, 1996. My first show was in Bayamon, Puerto Rico, where I did the prelims, and 29 years, so 30 years. I don't know what that means to go watch and say goodbye, but we'll see what's up.
You think so? Because I was gonna ask. I was
No,
like, you
no,
don't
no,
seem
no. I'm
like you're
not
slowing
retiring.
down.
I'm not retiring. No,
Yeah,
no.
I was gonna say.
That
I was like, you don't seem like you're slowing down. You're still doing fight nights. Like you're doing everything. You're not even just like Joe Rogan's cherry picking pay-per-views, right? But you're doing everything. You're doing the fight nights. You're still doing the travel and everything. So yeah, I wanted to ask. I mean, you're loving it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love it. I mean, it's my passion. And the moment that my passion wanes, because I'm all about passion. If you can monetize your passion, then you're living a lifestyle. You're not just going to work. And aside from the UFC, the other companies I run, the products I create and everything else keeps me busy. UFC is Boy Scouts go to camp on the weekend. The travel's there. Amazing production crew, amazing people to work with. And I'm a fan first and an announcer second. And I go out there and give every bit of passion, every bit of lung power, every bit of energy I can to the fighters and the fans, because the show's not about me. It's about the fighters and it's about the fans. And that's what I dedicate myself to.
What?
And I will hold that passion forever. No, I'm in this for 10 plus years. Trust me. I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
going. I'm not
the
stopping.
UFC doesn't want you to leave, and the fans definitely don't want you to leave.
I appreciate it.
Um,
Thank you so much. It's very kind of you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
You
There's
hear that,
something.
Dana?
Well, there's something about it when you jump in for even a prelim fight, when you're looking at a fighter and you're saying, ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event, and like everyone just stands up, and then like even the announcers are like, oh man, like every now and then like Joe Rogan will even say like, oh, like I can't even breathe right now, like I'm so excited. I feel like a lot of that comes from you. And I know that there is a big pre like before you jump into the octagon and talk, you have a very strict routine of things that you do prior. Would you be willing to take the fans behind the scenes and kind of like go through what your motions are?
Well, you probably read a couple things I've said in the past, and I'll lay it out for you. On the show day, it's very important for me to get a lot of sleep the night before the show, be ready. I'm all about the show. Um, in the morning, good workout, good power breakfast, meditation period, get my head in the game. Um, I don't rehearse. I never rehearse. There's a natural, organic voice, and there's a rehearsal voice, and I want to walk out and feel the energy of the crowd. The cards that I keep in my hand take me anywhere from 3 to 5 hours to prepare. And during that preparation, I get the names down in my head, get the whole thing ready to go. And then as soon as I walk in the arena, and I stretch a lot before a show. And when I walk in the arena, I feel the energy of the crowd. That gets me going. And I get out and do my thing. And from the first fight, again, started a key point to crescendo into the main event with it's time, my trademark phrase, which I get behind, I either jump or do whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do till I do it.
Hmm.
I want to get out there and be completely organic. And again, I'll say it again. It's not about me. It's about the fighters and the fans. And I'm there to take those fighters. And my goal is to take them to the next level. The excitement they feel, the 6 to 8 to 10 weeks they've been training. The fans have been sitting here now for 5 hours watching the show. It's the main event. It all culminates into one moment. It's time. This is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Mhm.
Boom.
Yeah, and so any card that I've been to, I've watched you do like your jumps and your stretches and stuff like that, which is why I asked because I remember like watching a bunch of the fans, they would walk by and they'd be like, Bruce, 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 like everybody, you're somebody that's just like beloved by the fans, and I wanted to know if there's anything like to that for you. Like, how is that? something that's just like transpired over time where you're just like everybody loves Bruce.
Well, I hope that's true. And thank you for saying that. I appreciate your kind words. But when it gets down to the fans, listen, without fans, we're nothing. It's as simple as that. UFC has an incredible fan base worldwide. And whether it's being asked for a picture, an autograph, whatever, I give every fan the moment I can. Of course, if I'm rushed to get in the octagon, I've got to excuse myself. I got to go. I got to go. But, when a young fan comes up, like a kid, young boy or girl, and I see that little hand stretched out from the group on the risers in the audience. I make it a point to walk over to them every time,
Hmm.
and that's a big, huge compliment. It's like the biggest compliment ever, and it really makes me happy. The paycheck's the paycheck, but the experience to be able to have the position of being the voice of the octagon for the last 29 years, loving it as much as I do, and the fans loving the show as much as they do, it all culminates to an amazing experience every night for me. And every night I walk out into that octagon, I have to prove, like Saturday night I come in Miami, I have to prove to myself, the fans, the powers that be, Dana and everybody else, and the fighters that I deserve this job.
Mm.
So every night's my first night. And that way it keeps the excitement going for me and everything else. So again, to answer your question, sorry I get a little long-winded.
Dude, I love it.
Anything for the fans.
Yeah.
They're what drive. That's why the fighters make their money. That's why the show is where it's at. And thanking Dana, the powers that be, and the amazing work he does, and the crew behind the UFC to bring us to where we are today. I got a first class seat on a rocket ship going upward, and I love every moment of it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you knew, back in 1996, I don't know if you knew, but like you jumped in on the perfect opportunity at the
I knew.
perfect time. Do you remember
I
the
knew.
first day that you met Dana White, by the way?
I knew Dana before he ever bought the UFC.
Oh.
He was managing Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz.
Mm,
So he's always been out there, and Dana's a great guy. I love working for Dana. Thank you, Dana, for everything you do for me, for the UFC, for everything. But when I first came upon the UFC, and I went to my first UFC at UFC 6 in Casper, Wyoming, which I did not announce, and then when I announced the first one at UFC 8, I knew, and it took me a year and a half to get positioned as the voice of the Octagon.
mm,
I kept asking for the job, asking for the job, asking for the job. There's a long story there. I can make short, but I don't want to take up too much time. I knew back then it was going to be the biggest thing in fighting sports. I've been in martial arts since I was 12. I hold 3 black belts. I've trained, I was a surfer in martial arts. That's all I did all through my childhood, my
mm.
teenage on. And I realized that this is my world, and I wanted to be part of the world that I loved.
Right.
And I knew it had to be perfected a little bit. It was a spectacle back in the beginning, needed to be refined the whole bit. And when Dana and the Fertitta brothers took it over, and we were almost going to go out of business at that point, we were taking off in-demand TV and all that kind of stuff. Uh, but they brought it back. The internet kept us alive, and again, the fans kept us alive. And then when Ultimate Fighter came out, and they had that amazing final event between Stephen Bonner and Forrest Griffin, and everybody tuned in for that show, that was a moment that I knew it was going to explode, even more so than it already had. And I always say, Spike TV made us, and we made Spike TV. When you go back to then. So incredible experiences I can go on and on and on about, because the evolutionary process of the UFC is it's amazing. And to be part of a sport that became mainstream, how often does that happen in a lifetime, right? So I'm very humbled, very proud, and very honored to be part of this whole picture.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. I wanted to ask, is there any like specific, I mean, obviously you've done 100,000 fighters, right? Like that you've announced, but is there any like a couple that stick out to you as like, man, that was a good one. I nailed that one.
When you have a good night, when you get one out. But let me put it this way. I'll put it this way for you. Single syllable names are the hardest ones.
Mm,
You know, Mike Swick, Frank Trigg. You want to create that resonance. You want to create that excitement. And not that I'll do everything I can to do, and I feel that I do for them. But give me the most difficult names in the world. Habib Nurmagomedov, right? The longer, the more syllables, the meatier it is, the more to get behind it, the more to make it rock and roll.
mm.
But you know what? It doesn't matter. Single syllable, 6 syllables. I'm just excited every chance I get to announce a fighter, whether it's a prelim fighter or whether it's a main event fighter. This is the moment they've been waiting for. And I want to make sure that I can enhance that moment for them as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember there one specifically sticks out to me of like one that you just absolutely just annihilated it. You killed it. When
That,
you
that could be
announced,
taken in two different ways, but that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah, in a good way, in a positive way. When you did Conor McGregor Cowboy Cerrone,
Oh yeah.
that one, and also like the production quality of like the camera's rotation as you were doing. I think it had like a little bit of like an aerial 360 camera angle to it, but
Yeah.
that one is amazing.
Thank you. I remember that one. Listen, anytime Connor steps in the octagon, there's a lot of excitement around that. But I do remember that one very, very well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that one's
Absolutely.
fantastic. You call
Thank you.
him the one, the only. You call John Jones the one, the only. And Alex Pereira recently got the distinction of the one, the
Yeah.
only.
Yeah.
Have you thought about a fourth?
You know, I'm going to really take my time on that because you don't want to use that loosely.
Hmm.
And no disrespect to all the other fighters out there. Max Holloway made a big bid for Alex to be called the one, the only. The fans got behind it. I listened to it. I thought about it, considering how many times he fought in the last couple of years. Granted, he lost that in the evening, but that moment right there, I felt that he deserved the one, the only. It doesn't mean I'm going to say it again when he steps back in the octagon.
Hmm.
Um, John Jones, every time, is going to get it
Yep.
because John Jones is, as many people will tell you, as Dana White will say, he's the GOAT.
Yep.
But there's so many great fighters out there. It's not a term I want to use loosely. That's why it's happens so rarely. And I hope people understand and respect that.
No, totally. I think that one that if you were doing it at the time, I think Khabib was another one that you would have done if he had stick around. Honestly, he retired a little early,
If
but
he ever walked back in, which he's not going to, he would
yeah,
definitely get it.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's so many just interesting things. What's it like being in Vegas? Like you live in Vegas? Let me just start with that.
No, no,
You
people think I
don't.
do. I live in California.
You live in California. Okay, so you travel to Vegas for every card.
Every card all around the world, you name it. I just got back from Mexico City, London. I moved from Philadelphia to Malibu when I was 15, and surfing became my lifestyle and all. It's very hard to move away from the ocean and not smell the ocean air.
Right. Are you still surfing all the time?
Not as much as I used to.
Yeah.
No, things change.
Yeah.
I'm on the road quite a bit, but I
Yeah.
used to be avid every single day, every single day.
Yeah, interesting. I wanted to ask, like, what is like the something like Vegas, the whole Vegas thing, like it's crazy over there. It's fight culture, it's gambling, and all that stuff. Like, is there anything interesting about Vegas that you've seen that like is notable? Is like, do you like Vegas? Do you hate Vegas?
No, no, I enjoy Vegas, and it's people say, why don't I buy a home there? I happen to like hotels and I like room service. So,
Mm.
it's all good. And they've got so many great hotels there. I'm a big poker player, so I enjoy getting, you know, World Series of Poker is the only time I really go to Vegas outside of UFC is to try and get into the World Series if I can play a tournament, which I did last year and I final tabled a big tournament there. But Vegas is now with basketball coming and baseball coming. I announced the F1 in Vegas,
Hmm.
right? I've done a number of different events in Vegas. Vegas is definitely becoming the sports and really the entertainment capital of the world. It's amazing the evolutionary process that Vegas has gone through. I've been going to Vegas since 1977. I used to play blackjack back in the days of casino, which was filmed at the Riviera Hotel, where I used to stay with my family
Hmm.
and after. So I've seen a lot of transitions and changes in Vegas.
Can we get you on a gambling live stream with Dana White in his private room playing
That'd be fun,
blackjack?
but that'd be fun. I played blackjack with Dana one time, and that was before he was playing at the level that he's playing today. So go get him, Dana.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You ever been? I mean, he always says that he gets kicked out of casinos all the time. Is that ever something that's happened to you?
Yeah, I got banned from the Riviera Hotel in my late 20s when I had a big win there. They thought I was a counter and at blackjack, and my dad was a boss gambler there. They used to bring him in all the time, and went and complained to the top of the people and said, "What are you talking about?" And I wasn't a counter,
Mhm.
so they started letting me play. And they wouldn't allow me play the two deck, so they said I could play the shoe,
Mhm.
and I went back and played the shoe and started winning. And the guy that banned me from the hotel lost his job a few months later for certain things I won't go into. And everything worked out fine. So just I had a little momentary situation there, but not like Dana. Dana, you're talking millions of dollars when Dana plays.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. Coming up, obviously we have the Alexander Volkanovski, Diego Lopez card.
Yes.
Um, And I mean, the card is loaded from top to bottom. Like it's
Yes, it
probably
is.
it might be the best card of the year. I mean, it's obviously early, right? It's only April, but it might end up being the best card at the end when it's all said and done. What do you think about like just Alex Volkanovski's a savage. What do you think about like announcing him? I mean, he's always one that gets like real fired up every time that you announce him.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to it. Another name that I enjoy announcing, Diego Lopez has proved himself to be a real warrior and a contender, and it's going to be an absolute war. Now, I never pick winners. I always say may the best man or woman win. You got John Silva here going against Bryce Mitchell. That's a fight to look forward to. Michael Chandler, Patty Pimlet. Who does not want to see that fight? It's loaded. Jim Miller and Chase Hooper, on and on and on. But they all culminating into the featherweight title bout at the main event, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you think about Topuria dropping the 145 belt and then probably moving up in weight to 155?
Kudos to him. You
Yeah,
know, if that's what he wants to do, vacating the belt and the whole bit.
yeah.
I mean, it's very hard when you think about it. You work all this time to get a belt, and then you're ready to vacate it. That's he's a strong mind, strong-minded individual. So kudos to him. If that's what he wants to do, go for it.
It's a really good point, right? Like he worked so hard and he just got up on that. One thing before we, let you out of here, the fan interaction that we're going to be have coming up here. Obviously, you have the social media stuff. You do Cameo as well, I believe. Do you still do that?
It's a huge part of my business.
Really?
My website is brucebuffer.com, where I probably do 5 to 10 weddings a week or more. I get
Wow.
numerous requests, and people write in there for all different kinds of videos and audios and championship introductions to be introduced like a champion in the octagon. Cameo, my Cameo page, I've been told I'm in the top like 5 or 10% of Cameo. I get a tremendous amount of requests for cameos, and my partner, Kristen, who manages that whole end for me along with everything else for me. I'll be honest with you, when I do a wedding or something and the thank you notes I get from people, it can actually bring tears to our eyes, just to know that we were part of their special day. And we enhance that moment for them. Again, there's a lot of benefits of doing and loving what I do aside from the obvious returns.
Right, absolutely. And so you're going to be in Miami at the end of the week. Do you want to just kind of go into that? Like, what exactly are you doing in Miami? Obviously, you have the UFC card as well.
Well, I'm coming in for the big promotion we're doing, which of course, is on Threads,
Yeah.
right? Friday, I'm going to be Threads is arranged for a beautiful yacht to be on there and going to do a live Q&A and not Q&A rather. People are going to write in and ask me about things, and I'm going to respond to them, and looking forward to that. I mean, the whole partnership, uh, with Threads now as an official social media partner of the UFC, it's like there's no better time to do something like this, right? And it'll be interesting to see how many people write in on Threads, which is a very cool app. And I'm ready for the challenge. It's not really a challenge. I just enjoy communicating with the fans, communicating with the people.
Well,
Let's face it, I get to be part of the most epic moments in sports as part of the UFC. And with Threads as the official social media partner of UFC, I think it's going to be taken to a whole new level, right? And I'm looking forward to reading the fan post live. Fans are very passionate, and they have perspectives to share. And let's give them a voice and a chance. Nice setting on a yacht. It's not my yacht. I can't claim that, but I'll take the invitation to jump on it. Sure,
yeah, you got to get a couple
absolutely.
guests up on there.
You know what? I'm gonna learn I'm going in to do my thing. I'm sure they got a couple surprises for me, and uh, you know, threads will become really the exclusive original content that drives conversation about the biggest moments of each UFC around.
Mhm.
Right? There's other places, but Threads is really making a point to do this. They wouldn't make it a point to be the social media partner of the UFC. It's going to be fight highlights, fan reactions, perspectives, behind the scene takes from fighters. So there's a lot to look forward there, to look
Yeah,
forward
no,
to there.
absolutely. I mean, it only launched within the last couple of years, and getting all of the sport, they're focused on sports, right? Like that's like where a lot of the people that use the app, a lot of it's sports content. you know.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
like the UFC jumping in on that, especially like for me, right? Like I score fights, right? Like for MMAdecisions.com or whatever. So I'll
Right.
score fights, and anytime that I give a scorecard, I post it on Twitter. But now like a lot of that's going to get moved over to Threads.
Well, because unlike we could still call it Twitter, it's X,
Yeah,
but yeah. unlike that, there's no momentum there to do this for the fans. So if you're a fan and you want to get more content, you want to get more interaction, then go where the action is,
Right.
right? So right now, with them becoming the official social media partner of UFC, Threads is offering that. So as a fan, and we all know what social media and the fans, or social media means to the fans. So go for it. Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
That's
No.
that's. I'm here to tell you, do it.
Yeah, 100%. No, it's gonna be really fun. I'm really excited to see what else you have planned. Friday's gonna be hilarious. I'm very
Friday be
excited.
hilarious.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
I it's going to be fun. I like that. Listen, I'm looking forward to a great show. When I'm not doing the UFC, I'm busy working and marketing, my other products, my cologne, and I have one of the best bourbons on the market, Puncher's Chance, which is just doing phenomenal. I don't know if you know about that or not, but it's branding. I teach branding and marketing to entrepreneurs, and I've got to practice what I preach.
Right. Yeah, no, no, 100%. What's one do you have any predictions for questions that you are asked on Threads on Friday?
Honestly, I don't. I just, it's like an interview such as we're doing right now. I don't want to know the questions.
Mm,
I just want to react. And again, just like announcing, I want to go in and be organic and be real and give the off the cuff best answer I can.
yeah, I mean
So
you're Bruce. You're everyone's guy. I mean
thank
everyone wants to hear what Bruce has got to say.
thank you. I appreciate that. Just as I always say, just call me Bruce. It's all good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you coming on. This was awesome. And yeah, I mean, looking forward to Friday. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend.
Thank you.
Doing your stretches, doing your jumps, and announcing the featherweight title fight. It's gonna be amazing.
When I do the stretching, the little things I do, I'm sitting there for 8 hours. Okay. Got to loosen up a little bit.
Mhm.
Don't have time to run backstage. Right. And I don't even think anybody's watching. And all of a sudden I see videos here and there, but so be it. Whatever. It's what I do. And when you stop seeing me stretch, and you're going to stop seeing me. So it's all good. But
Yeah,
I'm not,
yeah.
let's get back to that. 10 more years. We're all good.
10 more years. We're ready. We all want it. We all want it 100%. But you're doing so much other stuff. I mean, how much time do you have?
Sometimes I ask myself about that too, but
Yeah, I would
I
venture to
always
guess.
have time for the UFC.
Yeah.
Always,
Yeah.
always.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Bruce, I appreciate you. Threads this weekend, on Friday, we're going on Threads on with the yacht, asking questions. I commented on your post today.
Thank you.
You had a little preview post announcing what you're doing on Friday. So everybody, we'll see you on Threads on Friday. But this is a nice little precursor. I appreciate it.
I'll see you all, on Friday. It's the moment we're all waiting for. It's time. Join
It,
me on Threads. I'll
yeah,
see you
it is
there.
time. It is time.
Thank
Absolutely.
you, Eric. Appreciate your time and really appreciate your kind words. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, absolutely. All love, Bruce. I appreciate you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.